Hello, this is Campbell, or I guess I Bella. I guess I'll go with Bella. I'm not gonna give up. One thing I'm gonna tell you something about autistic meditation. Autism, you can meditate, but you have to. You're not supposed to like think clearly. It's a scam. Meditation's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to like focus on one thing and not think clearly. Because like basically, I know like this one guy like he said he made him mad because he was meditating. He raged like he kind of, and it makes sense because like you're autistic, so you don't really have a your mind doesn't think, it thinks about a lot of stuff and it can't really focus. It's not like ADHD, but it's almost it's I don't know if I'm ADHD. I don't know because like usually I can't focus. I can't really go. I'm not like linear. I'm not linear I'm not a linear at all. I'm kind of like don't which I don't understand. Yeah, like one thing I had allegory in a meeting. Useless bird and the most useful bird. But a useful bird is the most useful bird because here's why. The most useless bird like will probably like fly the highest, but fall the fastest. So yeah, like it can fly the highest, but like it can fly for fly it can't fly the longest because it falls the fastest. So like same way you look at like a burning candle. A candle, think of a candle that burns the brightest and extinguishes the fastest. So you have to think of the useless candle or the same way you look at a chessboard. Like let me think of like chessboard. I'll give it an example of a chessboard. Like chess is pretty interesting because like think of a king that's useless. King, and there's allegory to that too. You have to go different allegories where you have to think about what's useless, a useless king, from a useful king. Look at Trump, for example. Trump is useless. He's useless. He'll always be useless. The difference is that he's actually trying to be useful in some ways. In some ways, he's not being useful. He doesn't want to be useful because he thinks he's entitled. He's a very entitled person. So he kind of like gotta realize like people like him are just not like are as a king is a useless king. Like he and chess, he's not playing chess. He's playing checkers. That's what makes him so useless. He doesn't know how to play chess because he's a useless king that does not. He's horrible at chess, and horrible at checkers probably. Um, but autism is kind of one that I started realizing. I remember Dr. K. Some people don't like Autistic people don't like Dr. K, but he's kind of right that if you listen to him sometimes. I mean, some people don't like him because they think he scams, but I think he really does care. I think yeah, but yeah, you have to realize he's biased sometimes. So you have to realize like he's not autistic, but he's neurotypical. So you have to realize like he might give some good information or some bad information. Oh God, I thought I had it. But yeah, I'm gonna go over here. Casual, fuck casual. I thought casual was awesome. Go to rate okay. What is this? I'm Trump. I'm Trump. White man. There's black people. Africa. Wakanda. I'm going after Wakanda. Ah, I'm fighting Wakanda. Or like I'm Thanos, and this is Wakanda, like the guy that leader. Oh god, oh my god, that's funny. That's so funny. But chess, chess is interesting because like you think about chess, I think about God, and I really think like God. And here's the thing, I used to like look, and maybe this is my fault. Maybe in some ways it's my fault and it's not my fault. But that I exist, but I feel like God didn't make a mistake for me. If I was trans, I think God didn't make me a mistake as trans or cis or whatever, or whatever I am. I just want to be myself, and I realize I'm just a cis, so I don't understand trans people that well because you know they they're I'm not their friend. I never really got to know them, so yeah. Um, these guys not doing anything. What the 7 days? I hate when they do this. I want like I really want it like I'm not, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna resign. Fuck that. I can't resign. I don't wanna do this. But, yeah. But yeah, chess. Like God plays chess. I think like God plays chess or something like that. So it's like he's like the king. God is the king. So God, you have to think as our queen. He's the queen or king. God is either the pawn or the queen. He's either one of them. He's your pawn. Uh, I don't know it's really I'm going with allegories or something like that. It's just like I think our hidden is a hidden meaning to like what God is. God can either be a pawn or a king, and or sometimes the pawn becomes a king, or a flying bird, a flying useless bird. Pawn can be a useless. The bird is the pawn, or the king, or the queen, or the rook, or the bishop. So you have to realize like yeah, like God is he plays the rules. He's the king. Like king. When I guess like another one, like God plays dice. I was always thought about that. Like it's a metaphor. I mean metaphorical. I mean God. Einstein didn't believe that God didn't play dice, but like probably does in some ways. Like it's kind of say chess is like playing dice or like you're on a Rubik's cube or like a puzzle that think about like dice that you have to play with. Like it goes 6 or 1 are heads and tails. Like God's like it's like heads and tails. Like it's like either heads or tails with God. Same way with chess. Like playing chess, he's either the king or your pawn. Because like you can make him your pawn. Um, or he's somebody else's pawn. So God, there's no God. There's only there's like God is either can't be a pawn or can't. We're trying to say like I'm being like what I'm saying metaphorical. Um, I guess I'm being metaphorical. I don't know. I'm being hyperbolic. I guess in some ways because I don't know what God is. I'm just hypothetical. So say hypothetical. Like I know maybe it's a metaphor. Maybe it's a metaphor. I don't know. I don't know what figure of speech I'm going at, but I'm not trying to go literal. I don't know the literal meaning of what I'm trying to say because it doesn't make any sense. Well, I don't know the literal meaning what God is. I just know God is like a like a chessboard that's only one can be king, and one that can be king wins the throne. So if that king can't win the throne, the other king does. It's like playing chess. I mean actually playing with heads and tails. It either goes heads and tails, and that's how God is. God when either wins or loses. Um, that's life. It's like I don't know what the devil, the demons or whatever that means, but I know like I guess metaphorically, I think people that think that uh like like there's there's good everywhere and stuff like that. I don't believe that. I think there's good. Everyone's good. Everyone's a good person. Most even evil people are good people. Evil people, the most evilest person can be a good person. It only has only if it benefits them. It's a usually narcissistic person. Even the evilest person. You know who that, you know who that is? It's Trump. Trump's evil. He's good. He's a good person. He's good when he wants to be. But he, if he gets it out of his way, but if he doesn't have his way, that's the dangerous man. So you have to realize, like, um, but like no one could be really good. Like this is like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, what I mean literally or what I mean metaphorically. But I know for a fact that I know good or evil is not a state of being. People could do bad things. People could do good things. People try to do good things, and sometimes they do bad things. They don't always do it every moment of their life, and then they're worse. They become a worse person. Sometimes they become a better person. Sometimes they become worse. So, like you have to realize, like, God plays dice with the rules, and randomly we're God. Everyone's God. And if everyone's God, who has the rules? Because, like, what I mean by that, the atoms we breathe, the things we walk on, or stuff like that, is God. Things that exist, they're material things, are God. So if God is material, that means that would mean that we don't know if God exists or not, because like we don't know who made the rules or who didn't make the rules, because we don't know. We have no idea why the world exists. Some people don't know this, but um, I mean, this is the kind of, that's kind of, I'm kind of anxious because, like, I don't know if people are hearing this. I always say silent because uh 'cause, like, I personally I don't know what I'm thinking about stuff, because, like, I think deeply about stuff that people may not want to hear. I'm usually quiet because, like, I don't really talk about things. And I think it could be something like autistic or special interest that that's autistic about me, and that's the reason why I kind of like I kind of mask sometimes, and I kind of like just don't want to talk to people that may not want to hear it. And then I'm kind of socially anxious about stuff that I don't want to talk about, stuff that they may want to hear, that may not want to hear, because, like, it's very complicated stuff. It's stuff it's stuff you may not want to do because of the math is hard, and also how it also goes into philosophy, which philosophy is bullshit. It's not science. Philosophy is just, it just helps guides you to nonsense that may not be nonsense. So yeah, it's like fiction that we don't know is on nonfiction. So that's the thing you have to realize. Like, when you look at, like, someone um I might sound intelligent, but by the way, I'm actually an idiot. So don't think that I'm a genius. I'm not a genius. I don't know these things. The geniuses did these things. They know, but you have to realize they're also idiots. So they're even though if they're geniuses, they're also idiots. So you have to realize they're doing stuff that most people don't want to do. So you have to know. I know what I'm talking about meditation. Like, meditation, I think most people autistic need to do. You need just to stare at a wall and, like, just, like, stand there, do nothing, just so you can focus better. Listen to music, listen to good music. Like, just don't listen to some, or try to, like, learn to play music, play an instrument. Because if you're just like spending time with um playing if you're playing guitar, you probably feel better about yourself. But if you pick up weights or something like that, or you sit down in a chair the whole time, and you're, like, just sitting down all day, and you're just looking at a wall, that probably help you might focus better. I think some people need to realize that. So, and also breathe. You think of like this. Think of meditate on thinking of focusing on a bird. If you have special interests, if you have special interests you have that you're focusing on, think about, like, a useless bird that has useless wings. Think of them as a baby bird that can't fly. And then also allegorical. If you especially figure of speech, if your special interest is this figure of speech and understanding what that literally means, that can, like, could be your go-to thing to do. Because, like, allegories and, like, for example, a useless bird and useful bird, like, the most useful bird is the ones that fly the highest. The ones that the most useless bird actually the useless bird. I'm sorry, sorry. And it's kind of complicated. You don't know what's useless or what's useful. The useless bird can fly the highest, and the useful bird can drop the fastest. So you have to. I think thinking about allegories and meditating on them, like you looking philosophy, get into philosophy, may get you like to be make sure you can meditate on something if you're interested in that stuff. Most I and that's the thing I kind of got cynical. I mean, not cynical, not cynical, but like I just feel kind of weird about autism because I feel like an imposter because sometimes I have special interests that makes me want to meditate on philosophy things that's philosophical because a lot of things in the Bible. I mean, like the Bible says like Jesus walks on water, but then there's other things that's kind of boring. I don't, the Bible's kind of boring. It doesn't have the same thing like Buddhism or anything like that. So I don't know. Like it's really there's stuff that is kind of boring about the Bible that I don't like. And if someone gave something interesting about the Bible, I'd probably meditate on something like that that's interesting from the Bible if it actually it has something unique. One thing I would tell myself sometimes. I tell myself if there was a God, a random God, or a non-random God, um, like I think, I think, I would want to tell them I don't want to disappoint you, or tell me that I actually finished something. I really want to tell them that I really want to tell them like I wish you to tell me sometimes if I finish something or completed something, and I feel incomplete. It, and I think most people feel that way when they're gonna die. That's one thing I'm aware of that if I die, I realize like, oh yeah, if I feel like just tell me something if I completed this or done this something. Uh, show up for it, but you know. But if you meditate, it's kind of like I think autistic people didn't realize this. I think it's good even if even if I'm masking, I think it's like good to show up for something like meditation. Because like if you're not doing anything all day, you don't have a predictable routine, go meditate. Go meditate and just make it predictable. Make it predictable every day because you can literally easily do that. You don't have to really do anything. So yeah.